The pandemic is officially over. The World Health Organization today declared an end to the COVID-19 global health emergency. The UN agency has lifted its highest alert level, which was in place for more than 3 years. The head of the WHO warning, however, that the virus is here to stay, even if it no longer represents an emergency. Lifting this alert level could also end some international collaboration and funding efforts. The head of the WHO went on to say that the official death toll may have been understated and that COVID-19's true impact could be much higher.
In 3 years since then, COVID-19 has turned our world upside down. Almost 7 million deaths have been reported to WHO, but we know the toll is several times higher, at least 20 million.
Well, I'm joined here in the studio now by my colleague Anna Karthaus from DW Science to talk about this announcement today. This is good news. Why are we getting the announcement today?
Well, Grant, you're absolutely right. This comes not as a surprise. This decision, which has taken place today, was actually long awaited. And as the WHO Director General pointed out, the pandemic has been on a downward trend for more than a year now. There is an increasing population immunity due to vaccination and infection and a decreasing mortality and pressure on hospitals. And this is why the Emergency Committee, which has been monitoring these data over the last year, has actually advised Dr. Tedros to end the state of emergency yesterday, and he accepted this today.
And he did that today. I know for a lot of people around the world, probably the pandemic ended sometime last year. What does today's announcement, though, mean? I mean, is this a significant milestone?
It's definitely a milestone towards a more peaceful coexistence with the virus, if one is allowed to say and use this word in this context. But yeah, we're talking about a transition from an emergency mode to managing COVID-19 as one virus or one infectious disease like we have many other infectious diseases like HIV, for example. But in practical terms, this decision is definitely symbolic because each country determines for itself, or determined in the past for itself, which protective measures it imposes on its population. And many countries had lifted their restrictions already a long time ago.
Yeah, that's a good point to make. The WHO today said there is no pandemic anymore, but the virus is endemic. That means the virus is still there. How dangerous is the virus now?
Yeah, that's a really important point to stress here, because even though the emergency mode might be over, the pandemic itself has definitely not ended. The virus is still among us, it's still circulating, and it's still dangerous. So only last week, as the WHO pointed out today, COVID-19 claimed one life every 3 minutes, and that's just the numbers we know about. So probably the cases are much higher. And we're not talking about the long-term effects of COVID-19 here, like debilitating long COVID. Many people suffer from. Quite recently, there were spikes in cases in Southeast Asia or the Middle East. And there is no guarantee that there won't be any future variants and mutations that might change the situation in a minute.
Anna Karthaus from DW Science. Anna, we appreciate you coming in and helping to spread some good news for a change.